Welcome back to the Daily Factor. We now move to our community news, but before we go to our guests, let's give an update with regards to the Muslim COVID-19 stats. And Gauteng continues to be among the highest provinces of Muslim deaths. 21 new deaths were reported, with Gauteng accounting for 14 of them. While staying on Muslim COVID-19 cases and deaths, I'd like to welcome two guests. They'll be giving us two perspectives, one from a burial perspective and the other from a medical. I'd like to welcome Mohammed LAHER. He is the Amir at the FMYO'S Burial Committee. And ASIMA MOOSA, she's part of the same organization, but she deals with medical supplies. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah so much for joining us.
Wa alaikum salam.
I'm going to start off with you, Asima. I mean, we were talking just before, obviously, we got on air, and you were saying, and I agreed with you, that there is a sense that not a lot of people are taking this virus seriously, but you just need to look at the stats, especially amongst our Muslims, and the reality is right there, isn't it?
Absolutely. The frightening thing that's going on right now is people are looking at WhatsApp messages that are just bizarre to me. You get messages saying that the government is fabricating the figures. And on the front line, I can tell you that Gauteng is in trouble, is in huge trouble. And as a Muslim community, I think we need to learn to be a little more responsible. People aren't taking this seriously, and that is the reality. They really aren't taking this seriously. Currently, FMYO has set up a temporary ward at Helen Joseph to assist the emergency department. What's happening right now is that patients are arriving at emergency, and close to 60 and 70 patients are sitting and waiting for beds and to be attended. If they do get attended, they're sitting in chairs and getting oxygen. So when approached by a few of our patients, we decided to set up what was initially going to be a triage unit. And ultimately, then we opted to set up just an add-on to the emergency department. So what's going to happen now, effectively, is people will go to the hospital, to the emergency department, and this unit will just house trauma and, if I recall correctly, the psych patients, so that the inside of the hospital can focus on COVID patients. Having taken a walk through Helen Joseph yesterday, it's frightening. It is absolutely frightening. People need to realize that they've got to stay at home. They've got to be safe. We get close to 50 requisitions for oxygen concentrators on a daily basis. Look, a lot of them are panic requisitions, but the reality is that these people are out there with COVID-19. And when I hear people say the government's fabricating the numbers, I do believe that they are. I think they're understating them, not overstating them. And I think people need to realize that we are in a crisis right now.
Mohammed, I want to shift it to you. Of course, you deal with burials, and before I came on air, I mean, I just heard about 3 or 4 mayors from one specific area. We're not even focusing on the other parts of the Gauteng province. That is scary, isn't it?
It is scary because it is, like Asima said, this COVID-19 is a reality. And we need to address it, and we need to exercise caution, and we need to social distance. And inshallah, I still assume that we're going to get a spike coming soon. We're not in the spike as yet. I think there's going to be a spike heading our way in the next week or two.
Mohammed, just staying with you, I mean, when it comes to burials, I mean, how difficult must it be? Because, you know, it's not just, you were used to doing burials probably where, you could have large crowds and have large crowds also coming for janazah and for the burial. But now things have to change. And with President Cyril Ramaphosa, with the talks being that we could move to a more, tougher lockdown levels, that'll make it a bit difficult for you, won't it?
It is challenging, but I must say we've got teams in place and they are phenomenal. They go out, they do a release if it's at the hospital, get the body, we come back, do ghusl, and straight away at the cemetery, bury, and we've been burying it every hours of the day and night, whether it be 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Our teams are extraordinary. I mean, they should actually get a tap on the back. They're phenomenal.
No, alhamdulillah, and that's good to hear. Asima, I want to come to you. I mean, I was speaking to somebody in India now before I came to the community section, and you know, when we saw it on TV with the second wave in India, and it was that deadly. Surely, us as South Africans need to look at that and say, if their second wave was bad, what will it be for our third wave?
Look, I don't think Gauteng was that bad in the second wave. I think we actually had it quite easy. I think KZN took a beating in the second wave. But I think we, the leader of the pack right now, we're looking at possibly 70% of the positive cases coming out of Gauteng right now. And what's frightening is that people are asking for stricter measures by the government, but I actually don't think that's what's necessary. I think it's a culture change that needs to happen with our people, and particularly our Muslim people. A culture change needs to happen, and weddings need to stop, and gatherings at funerals need to stop, because as much as we say it's not allowed, people are still doing it. And the reality is that no lockdown is going to change what's going on right now. We need to, as a community, change our culture and in the way that we behave. We need to be stricter in the things that we do. We need to limit our social interactions with people, keep to a social bubble. You know, I'm not saying don't meet anyone. I'm saying if you have 10 people that you interact with, stick with those 10 people and don't step out of your bubble, because the minute you do, you start putting everybody at risk. And particularly if you have elderly in your family, I think it's so much more important to stay within your bubble and not socialize unnecessarily.
Asima Moosa, Mohamed LAHER, we will definitely be having you again on our community session just to give us any sort of updates, what's going to be happening during the third wave. We say Jazakallah to both of you, and please do continue to keep up the good work that both of you are doing for FMYO.
Jazakallah for having us on your show.
And thanks for having us on your show.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. That is Asima Moosa and Mohamed LAHER from FMYO, of course, doing fantastic work with regards to helping so many people who are being affected by COVID-19, and may Allah continue to grant them many more years of helping people during these difficult times. Well, after the break, it will be our markets update with Petri Redingling-Hayes. Do stay tuned.